Is that part of the fascination with mushrooms? Is that it's a bit like, as a kid, we used to read those books, Where's Wally? And we had a great time trying to find Wally and trying to find the various different bits on the books. You know the books that I'm talking about? Your kids might have played with.
Yeah.
And is that kind of the fascination with mushrooms?
It's like
can I go find cordyceps today? I wonder, can I go find seps? Can I go find in the wild? Is that part of the allure of being a microphile or someone that just loves mushrooms? It's the fascination of learning more about them.
Listen, it's exactly that. It's exactly that. And that is what's wonderful. So it's a two-part thing, because yes, you can go out with purpose. Something actually I rarely do, and I might come to that because I've got. I'll come back to it. But yeah, essentially go out, and what I do really. I'll go straight to it. Forgive me, but I'm going to go straight to the point. I think there's a danger for me. If you have something very specific on your mind and you go out for it, and you don't find that, then you can come home disappointed, can't you? So it might be a cordyceps, knowing that you're in the right environment, you've done your research, you've been out on a course a year before, and you learn about where you might find it, or even on that course and you go back to identical spot, it's not there. If you come home a little bit disappointed, I think that's a real shame, because you should never come home sad from a walk in the woods and walk outdoors. That's how I really feel about that. So for me, it's lower your expectations. Maybe I do that in life. And then, whatever comes, it's, oh, man, what a winner. I found it. So just have it on your radar. So yeah, being in certain spaces where cordyceps, I have it in mind, and I try not to announce it if I've got a group, because again, and you'll hear look, we might be in cordyceps country. It's a dangerous game, because that might be all that's on their mind then, isn't it? And of course, what level of disappointment if we just don't find it? I'd rather just gamble it up that we do, and then we go, yeah, look what's come up now. I knew it might, and then I'll let them in on the secret. They knew all along there was a good chance. So that's why I would say, generally speaking, lower your expectations when you go out and just enjoy a natural space, of course, as we know how valuable they are anyway. And if you really get your eye for fungi, you will find fungi regardless. And if you're happy to find anything, which is how generally I feel about, and really do about fungi, then it's happy days, because what a little victory it is in my day. It might just be a walk to the bus station, because I walk to the local bus station before I catch the tram to school where I work. And I might just see something popping in the lawn of the dentist. I'm talking about a city centre here, but the lawn has a beech tree, and I found the most beautiful blue staining bolete one day. It's like, no way, just because I knew to look under that beech. Just a glance, that's all it is. A little black, and you're in. It's so accessible. Fungi are so accessible that your daily walk, your garden, the local park, and I really, and that's what, I'm going to do a picture. I didn't plan for this. I'm doing a picture. This
is great.
And they are so accessible. It needs no resources and no money, just the health to be able to get outside and walk to find some. Yes, there are certain spots that are better than others. It would be marvellous to have an ancient woodland on my doorstep. And I have one not so far away, but I found amazing things in a scratchy bit of edge of a football pitch over the road from me. I found amazing things on the leisure centre car park lawn. I'll always look there during pre and prime season, because amazing things pop up on the lawn of a leisure centre. Do you know what I mean? So once your eyes are open, once you turn that radar up and you start to understand the trees especially, to be looking under, you can find fungi right throughout autumn, all year round to some extent. It's a quiet period now. And that little victories there, guys. That little, whoa, look what I found today. That puts a skip in my step, and I'm happy. So the point being, back to what you said, yes, every day is a treasure hunt. Yes, it is a hunt to go find fungi. And if something pops up that's rare while you're at it, all the better. Giddy time.
I think what I wish, can I say one thing? I think what I wish for anyone listening is the passion. To see you talk about mushrooms is like watching the brightest eyed 6-year-old going, Santa, it's Santa! Like your joy and jubilance and absolute adoration is palpable, and you can just see it from every figment of your face. Like, it's just amazing.
I think there were two brilliant philosophies there, approaches towards life that I think you said there. One was kind of lower your expectation, because we spoke with another kind of very interesting character, and he talked about how happiness is when expectation is lower than reality. And I think that's a key to enjoying life, is that if your expectation is low and you have a better experience than your expectation, you come back going, whoa, it was amazing. And I think that's a huge takeaway for me. And I think the other one, the more we can learn to appreciate the simple little things that surround us. I remember speaking to another guy, and he talked about how over the course of his life, the 1 mile radius of his home, he's never going to fully explore it and understand it all. And that's 1 mile from his home. Like, we're so busy wanting to go to, I want to go to do Peru, I want to go do Romania. Whereas it's like, let's look in our backyard. Let's look in the lawn of the leisure centre, as you said. Let's explore during the seasons it changed. Like when you talk about kind of being a microphile or someone that loves mushrooms, it's like a bird spotter. It's someone that just, their lens is slightly attuned to some one particular thing. And as a result, they appreciate it. There's magic and marvel in it. I think there's so many different layers of that as we live our life.
Oh, there totally is. Listen, well, hey, we've touched on, really, without saying the word, I think mindfulness, haven't we there?
Yeah.
And I'm sure you would have explored that, but the value in being mindful, I think that's something I've been working on. And I say actively working because some things I let just try and trickle in and have a little dabble just to see if it brings me, I'll be honest, I'm in the pursuit of happiness. It's really interesting you guys have found me. So thank you very much, because as a result, I found you. I didn't know you before, but I'm fascinated by your content, and I'm really looking forward to delving in and being so much happier by listening to your podcast. I'm amazed at what you've covered and who you've spoken to. So yeah, but to the point that mindfulness is something I'm actively trying to look at and I really do feel the difference when I'm mindful. I've tried lots of things. I do a bit of yoga, and you don't need to hear this because you've spoke to many people about what's the secret and what things really do make a difference. I would say mindfulness. And so here's the thing, in whatever context and capacity that is, whether it's when I'm about to shout at my kids and I catch myself being angry, and if you look back at yourself, you're like, well, I can't be angry now that I'm looking at myself being angry. It's when you lose control. If you take that step to observe at whatever it is. So that's on a very deep level. Excuse me, sorry, that wasn't mushrooms.
No,
well, if I
great.
bring mindfulness to fungi, okay, listen, it covers the 5 pillars of well-being. It absolutely nails them.